can't stand it, I can't take it anymore, not anymore. No one said that this would get easy. No one said this wouldn't get hard. Brush it off and roll up your sleeves now. It's a shot in the dark till you get what you want.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the greatest college football podcast in the history of the world, on the history of the world, and on Who Gives a Fuck. I'm the greatest gambler in the history of the world. I'm 29, 20, and 1. I'm your host, Johnny B. I'm the host with the most. I'm your wife's favorite gambler. I'm your wife's favorite bookie. I don't even know the fucking lines anymore because I'm 29, 20, and 1. It doesn't matter. I'm the greatest gambler on the internet. I know everything about college football. I know who's number one in the Heisman as of this minute. Nobody else on the panel does. This just is what I do. I bring the boom, I bring the bang, I bring the boom, and I bring the bang. What's up, guys?
What's up? What's up? Shout out to James. He's already on it. He is fucking early. We're early. Everybody's fucking ready to go.
Listen, sometimes when you come early, it's good for everybody because then you get to go eat and go to sleep. Everybody has a good time.
I'm having a good time. My team's the only one that fucking won in the state of Florida this past weekend. So what's up?
I thought you were going to say that you're the only team that won this week because that's not a fact. Because my team just keeps winning. They just keep winning. They just keep winning.
Yeah. All right, JC, what's going on, man?
UTSA is still undefeated. I'm going to use that line week after week until it's no longer true.
Word?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And we're ranked.
And they signed their coach through like 2031 or something.
Yeah, 28 million or something.
Who was the first coach ever of UTSA?
The dude from Miami.
Larry
Coker.
Larry Coker, yeah, that's right. Okay, the other one.
There's your fun fact of the day. Listen, not only am I 29, 20, and 1,
man,
almost 60%, I can just come with fun facts off the top of the head like that. Like, who's the greatest running back in NCAA right now? Well, it's Kenneth Walker III, but who's the second? Oh, he also plays in cold weather. He's going to be the best running back in the NFL in 3 years. His name is Kyron Williams. I'm going to try to get him on the show. I've been sending him some DMs. We'll see what happens. He's the greatest running back in the history of Notre Dame football. If you would have seen his run this past week, your jaws would have hit the ground. Your jaws would hit the ground. First of all, he goes off with a knee injury, comes back on, turns right. He's going to go right on a little stretch play right, bends it back left for 95 yards, and just like, I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I'm prettier than you. I do everything better than you.
I think you're projecting.
So back, it's not even fair. We're so back. You guys, I'm going to be fucking relentless. Relentless. My gambling's amazing. My football team's amazing. We're going to be top 8. We're not going to make the playoff, but we're still better than all of yours. And that's what I'm about, guys. I'm about winning. That's what I'm here for.
For a set definition of win. Better than you is winning, apparently. All right. TA, how you doing, bud?
Things are not good in Nebraska.
Well, that mood just dropped from really happy to holy shit.
Hey, man.
Rob, you just went from Tigger to Eeyore.
We fucking our media went from blowing Scott Frost thinking we made progress to fuck him, fire him, let's fire him. And like the fan base is all like, we want to give him another year, but he's the worst coach statistically in the last 60 years. So,
and that is the difference between Nebraska fans and Miami fans. Miami fans have been wanting our coach fired for fucking ever, and he's turned it around ish. And Nebraska fans are like, statistically worst coach you've had ever, but we want to give him one more season.
Like, it's not good when you face the number 5 team in the country this week.
Well, yeah, the only real team in the Big Ten, actually.
Do they just have to make it close, though? If it just competitive? Because they're really good at that. They're excellent at that.
I think, in my honest opinion, I think he has to win at least 2 games to keep his job. But I fear that the reason why Trev Alberts got the job, because he's the one that will inevitably fire Scott Frost and has the balls to do so and is ruthless enough to.
It must be
And
nice.
So we might be on the coaching carousel. And even I was listening to an Omaha radio station after the game, and there's even a list of potentials already floating about.
Well, yeah, I mean, Miami floated 20-something coaches after we lost to Michigan State. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is the most neurotic fan base in America. Welcome to the Miami Hurricanes. So we were already on this train months ago, but our AD is trying to basically blow Manny Diaz to get back into his good graces because he tried to backstab him in the media like 2 weeks ago, and then they won back-to-back against ranked opponents, which, fun fact of the day, Johnny, when's the last time Miami beat back-to-back in 2 weeks in a row, beat ranked opponents?
Ja'Cory Harris is quarterback.
Okay, so give me a year, and then we'll do over-under.
Okay, well, give me a second here. 2009.
Okay, 2009. So over-under, who's taken, and by over we mean like later than 2009, and then the under is before 2009. JC?
I'll go under.
TA?
Yeah, I thought under as well, but I'll go over.
Okay. Well, technically, JC is correct because Miami has never done it until this year.
Well,
they have never beaten ranked opponents in back-to-back weeks in the history of the program.
Seriously?
Makes no fucking sense. Yes, seriously. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I could see.
That proves how bad the ACC and the former Big East was.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's really the. If
I'm
you
not
really break it
disagreeing.
down,
Well,
that's
because
what
they didn't have like a championship game, right? Most of those wins, they just played their schedule and were done. So it would have been hard to schedule ranked opponents back-to-back weeks until you had like the college football playoff, for example. So yeah, but still, that blew my mind too. So you already came with the good fun fact, Johnny, but I had to top you. Okay, so why don't we? Well,
guys,
we
you
got
want
to.
Well,
You want to talk about high school?
I got a fun fact for you, Rob.
Okay.
While we're on the topic, I'm 29-20-1. That's a fun fact. Fun fact. That's
What is that TA percentage-wise?
It's 58%.
It's almost. It's not.
It's 58%.
Well, while TA is figuring that out, why don't we go over? Actually, first of all, let's do our shout out since James, he's got a challenge for you. I don't know what the 5 games are, but he's got 5 games.
Hey, James, if you would have listened to me this weekend, I'm 29-20-1. I don't know if you heard, but this weekend I was 4-2. 4-2. That's like 80% or something like that. Whatever it is, it's better than everybody else. Thanks.
It's actually better. It's 59.
Hey, 59.
I'm a humble guy. I don't like to give myself more credit than what's due.
No, you just don't count the one. You need to count the one. That's probably what happened.
4-2 is definitely not 80%. I'm just
Rob. Listen again. I'm just a humble guy out here trying to give people good winning advice. That's all I'm here for, Rob.
Oh my God. Well, I know James. Well, I think James is watching because we got 2 people watching right now, and 99% of the time James is one of them. So he'll let us know what his games are in a second. But why don't we go over the games from this week? So we were just talking about it before the show, but JC got in right beforehand. So JC, how did you do this week?
Well, Wake handled their business, but I went with Florida over Georgia for my reach.
I told you not to.
Yes, you did.
Well, listen. That's the name of the game, right?
I'm so glad I didn't follow you.
It's the reach. It's the reach, and I went big, and really at the end of it, it just goes to show Georgia is a really good football team.
You want to know what the funny thing is? I think Dan Mullen's going to get fired because you were right. Because with 3 minutes left in the second quarter, it was only 3-0.
Yeah, right.
And then if you would have watched the calamity of errors that took place, somehow it was 24-0 at halftime.
Yeah, and then it really kind of felt like they went from a football team that could contend to being a football team that was just reaching and scratching and praying
And
for
that's
something to
all
happen.
about coaching.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was kind of sad to watch that second half, really. It just had desperation written all over it.
Yeah, I was crying crocodile tears.
Wow, that's real. Wow.
Fuck you up.
Fun fact, crocodiles are below the equator and alligators are above the
Yep, I thought it was
This is
appropriate.
Nature Hour with JC and Rob.
I thought it was fucking appropriate. Anyway, so you ended up going 1-1, right? Because the upset counts as 2 if you get it right.
Right.
Right. So I cursed Pittsburgh by my lock of the week always loses,
Yep.
and I picked the team playing my own team. That probably won't work again this week because I don't think we're a lock. But doesn't matter. Miami got the win, so I got a loss there because I picked Pittsburgh against my own team, and I picked Michigan State, which is worth 2. So JC and we're not tied, but we have the same number of plus points now. So crazy. Johnny is the one who introduced the 2-pointer thing. So yeah, Johnny, how did your picks go?
Well, I went 4-2 gambling. I'm 29, 20-1. It's at like 60%. So I'm doing pretty good. My picks on the show. Listen, this is just for fun. You want to come see the real picks, you go watch Units Only Go Up on Fridays. It's only about 3 minutes of your time. It's 3 minutes of your time to win about $300 or more. So, I mean, you can watch this. It's fine. We do have a good time. We're all good characters here, blah, blah. Or you can go watch Units Only Go Up, and
Or both.
you can win lots of money. I mean,
You can watch
on
both.
the show here, I'm not the greatest, because this is just about entertainment and personality. If you want to see the real picks, you got to go watch the other show.
Uh-huh. And then TA, so that means 1-1, just for everybody. TA rocking it, the streakiest guy we know with the pick, not just with actually like taking his clothes off and running around in public, but incredibly, he got all of them right. So now he went from 3-7 to 6-7.
Yeah.
Right behind Johnny now, 7-6. And then I'm right on JC now. He's 10-4 and I'm 10-5. So we've got a very interesting setup here. Gosh. Okay, so let's do our picks for this week, and then James has hit us with a few fun things, and we can.
We still got to discuss the games that happened this week too.
That's what I mean. Yeah. All right, fine. Let's talk about the games.
No, do your picks. That's fine. You're saying we got to talk about the game. Like, we're not skipping over that.
No, we're not skipping over that. I figured that we would get into that with our discussion about Heisman, mid-season Heismans, because
that's a good idea. Well, this is why you're running it. Rob, I forgot. You're the leader. I provide the color. That's why I'm here.
I'm the leader. I say when we talk about the games. All right, let's talk about the games. So let's see. So anybody have any picks for this week that they're ready to go? They've got something crazy, JC?
No, I'm not going crazy this week. Listen,
no, see,
you'll watch how things go, right? I'll get really comfortable, and then I'll throw a crazy one out there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But when it doesn't, I like to get back on the, get the wheels going again. So I don't like to slip too much. So I'm going to go Georgia over Missouri, and I'm picking that game because, A, it's an easy pick. But Missouri, God dang it, they're one of my favorite football teams. I'm a Missouri fan at heart. They're just so bad. It's so disappointing to see how terrible that program has become over the last about 4 years. Mm-hmm. So Georgia over Missouri, that's an easy one. And then for my reach, I'm going to take Tennessee over Kentucky. Kentucky is still ranked at number 18. I said a couple weeks ago that I actually liked what I saw out of them, but after back-to-back losses, I think they're on a slide, and I don't know if they're capable of recovering from that. So this will be a test for them as a program to see if they're more than just a basketball school. They had a pretty good run at the beginning of the season. We thought, maybe they do play football. They looked pretty decent. Mm-hmm. Back-to-back losses against tough opponents. You go into, this Tennessee game could be another one where it pretty much just chokes the rest of their season out.
So you're picking Tennessee?
I'm picking Tennessee over Kentucky, yep.
All right, go to
Let's get to the real picks now. Okay, I'm here. Michigan bounce back over Indiana. That's an easy win. And probably the easiest win I'll ever have, maybe all year. I'm taking Auburn. I'm taking Beau Nix. I'm
Why?
taking that fraud of a Heisman hopeful Matt Corral. They got fucking made. Beau Nix just came all over his face last week. Give me Auburn. Give me fucking the Brian Harsin at coach, and give me Auburn over Texas A&M.
All right. TA, you ready?
Yeah.
Go K-E-O-R.
Fuck yeah. We're going Baylor. Is going to win over dismantled TCU after Gary Patterson retired or is getting the fuck out of there. And for my reach, Liberty's going to upset Ole Miss.
Whoa!
That was going to be mine. That was going to be mine.
I love that pick.
I love it.
Just for the record, James is an Auburn fan.
Well, he's
and
smart.
he's liking the content, guys. I have to say. So I don't know if he's an Auburn fan per se, but he likes the pick.
Listen,
we are going to get to your picks in a second.
But he's obviously on the Johnny bandwagon. A lot of guys are hopping on. I don't blame them because we're winners here. And when winners win, we like to win, and we like to just celebrate winning.
I mean, yeah, I would too. All right, let's see. So now I have to pick another upset. God damn it. Well, okay, for my lock of the week, I figured this would be fun. So Maction is back. I mean, it's been around, but
Tomorrow night,
Maction is back. So the first game of Maction is there's a 20-point favorite of Ball State over Akron. I'll take Ball State. Why not? We haven't picked them obviously all year. Keep it nice and simple. And I'll know if I got my lock ready to go by about 4 days before every other game. So that'll be my pick there. Gosh, who am I going to pick for an upset? Yeesh.
I would pick Wake Forest over North Carolina. But what do I know?
That's not an upset.
Yeah, look at the spread.
Technically, fucking
really?
No.
Auburn isn't either.
Yeah,
no. Holy shit.
Look at the spread.
Wake Forest is an underdog at UNC.
And Auburn's getting 4. Auburn's getting 4, and UNC is favored by 2.5.
Holy crap.
And
all right, well.
Okay, well, I guess tune in to Units Only Go Up on Friday because it sounded pretty.
Yeah, he's ready. He's fucking ready. I will take Wake Forest because I missed that they were underdogs. I was like, there's no fucking way they're underdogs. Okay, well, that's an easy one. Wake Forest it is. At least in terms of a reach pick that gets me 2 points, right? Yeah. Thank you, Johnny.
That was going to be my other pick, so.
Yeah, no, fair. Well, Tyler took mine. I was going to pick Liberty all day. All right.
I want Lane Kiffin and Lincoln so bad. Sorry.
That's the way. That's the way to get him there, right? That's the fucking way to get him there.
Lose to Liberty and then head to.
Hey, you freeze. Why not? Okay.
So he was born in Lincoln, FYI. Fun fact of the day.
Yeah. Well, Monty. Yeah. Okay. So
Monty was born in Lexington, or like west of here.
I think Monty was coaching Nebraska when he was born.
He played too. 71-72 season. Yeah. No joke.
Two fun facts in a row from TA. All right. So before we get into the games that happened this week and the Heisman and all that fun stuff, let's first of all, obviously, like Wake over UNC. I mean, we all do, man. They're number 10 team. I don't care if they're going into North Carolina's backyard or not. These are his picks this week. So this is what he wants to know, Johnny.
I love the Auburn. I love the pick with Tyler and Baylor. I like the Clemson is actually only given 3.5 to Louisville. And I don't know who Arizona State's playing. Let me look. I would take USC in the points. USC is getting 9 versus Arizona State.
Wow. 9? Jesus.
And Arizona State just lost to Washington State.
Well, who's Fresno State playing this week?
Doesn't matter.
Take them.
Yeah, 4-2, 29, 20-1. I just gave you Wake. I just gave Auburn. Like, what do I got to do?
He wants to. Well, Fresno State was one of the picks. Would you take Fresno or not?
Let me see who they're playing.
Boise State.
Oh, they're playing. Oh, they're playing.
And Boise State's getting 5.5 points.
Give me Fresno. Fresno's a good team.
Yeah.
I like Jake Herndon. Jake Herndon, their quarterback, is low-key very underrated. He'll be drafted.
All right, so the only change you'd make.
Only change I'd make is I'd take USC in the points. 9 points for USC, that's a lot. If that line starts going like this, hammer Arizona State.
I think we misread because I think the Baylor, Fresno State, Clemson, and Arizona State are all straight money line bets.
Well, I mean, maybe it just says money line. Yeah, I guess it'd be all of them.
I mean, why he wouldn't money line Arizona State? They're favorite.
Right. So it's the parlay. I think it's the money line is for Baylor.
Winners.
I think he's good with the winners. That's the case. If
you think that they're going to win the game, then yeah, I don't know if they're going to cover by 9 though.
But if he's just money lining.
Yeah, I think all those teams win the game. You're right. All right, let's talk about the games that happened, boys.
Let's do it. And, of course.
Hey, what did we learn from Michigan State? Ready? You want to know what we learned? Ohio State's still the best team and the only team that matters in that conference. Nobody gives a fuck about the Big Ten. Those two schools are not very good. They're only – I guess listen, I am going to be a little hypocritical here. There was the only Heisman moment of the year when Kenneth Walker had 5 touchdowns against a ranked rival team. 5 touchdowns, the most ever against Michigan, 200 yards rushing. The best individual performance by anybody all year long in the biggest game all year long.
So that begs the question. Outside of that, obviously that was an incredible performance. Also, that one-handed interception to seal the game, fucking awesome.
Little fun fact, Rob, guess where that kid played high school football?
Pretty sure it was somewhere around us.
Venice High.
Yep. I got to see Coach Tuck coming into Riverview, so he's taking another 3-star receiver out of Riverview who's already fully committed, so that's no news for anybody.
I forgot his name, but he was Brantley. Venice High.
I think it was Brantley.
Yeah, Brantley, Venice High kid, yep.
Yeah.
Rob, what was your take from the Michigan State game?
I mean, I was very pleased because I picked Michigan State as an underdog, but what I will say is that there is a difference, in my opinion, between so basically, Michigan State had one game plan, and why change it? Until they can stop it, keep fucking running the ball. Like, that is the kind of football that I personally love. I love to see it because you couldn't stop him. So why would you try anything else in the entire game? 5 touchdowns, just constantly scoring throughout the game, wearing down that defense, milking the clock. So all it really came down to was one big stop at the end of the game because you didn't have to stop them 10 times like Miami had to for Pittsburgh. I mean, we had to fucking stop or try to stop Pickett the entire game. He threw 500 yards passing to try and catch up, but it's because our offense would score in 3 plays and get the fuck off the field. If you pound the rock, smash mouth football, this is the philosophy that I think makes more sense, especially when you have a team that may not on paper be as talented as the other team.
But what do you think about both teams? Do you think it matters? Because I don't.
Oh, well, at the end of the day, that's the thing. They're just there to win that particular game. Are they there to beat Ohio State? Probably not.
JC?
There's a clarification.
Yeah, they're going to have a hard time with Ohio State, but their confidence. So there's always that little extra thing in football, in sport in general. When you're riding a high, anything could happen. And if they're riding a high, they might be able to pull it off. I wouldn't count them. I would not count them out. I wouldn't bury them in the whole Big Ten is trash conversation. I would say they kind of broke out of that. And I guess I'll just say that I wouldn't count them out.
I'm just going to say one thing. Just like the Steelers always beat the Browns, Ohio State just beats Michigan. I think Michigan State has a better chance because, like, Michigan, what they do is lose to Ohio State. Like, that's just what they do. Like, that's just the thing. It's not like that's just the thing. Just like, Oklahoma beats Kansas even when the Kansas plays their best. Like, they won 30 games in a row. Like, sometimes things are just things.
So you're saying Michigan State doesn't stand a chance?
I think Michigan State has a better chance than Michigan.
Than Michigan. That's what you're saying. Okay, that's what I was trying to pull out.
But I think
and I agree with that.
Michigan loses by 27. Michigan State loses by 17.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess I could get behind that. I definitely agree that Michigan.
And everybody's jumping on with Penn State played Ohio State tough, but there's another thing that's true about sports. Penn State always plays Ohio State tough. They're the only team that ever plays Ohio State tough. Every year, Penn State gives Ohio State a game. Every year. That's just what happens. They lose, but that's what happens.
Well, why don't we talk to our Big Ten expert here, our Big Ten fan.
What do you want to know?
What do you got? You're not an expert. You picked Texas last week.
That's because they're Big 12. I'm 4-2.
Not for long.
29-20-1. Keep it up.
All right, TA, what do you got?
I mean, I just so see Michigan State as such a one-dimensional team. You shut down the run, you shut down Michigan State, which Ohio State can do in their sleep. Like, I always thought Michigan was the way better team. Another referee-aided win on Michigan State, but I won't go down those can of worms because, as Johnny said, I don't call games, I just watch them. But even though both the Nebraska win against Michigan State was ref-aided, and this win, when that call was reversed and JC was short of the line to gain, that was ref-aided too. But we'll leave it at that. But I think both teams get smoldered, both Michigan and Michigan State, by Ohio State. But I think Michigan actually gives them a good game, like Penn State did.
I will give you this. If Michigan can throw the ball like they did, maybe they'll give them a closer game. They're still going to lose by over 17.
If they keep J.J. McCarthy in the whole entire game, passing, running, doing their dual threat attack, they can easily win against Ohio State. It'll be a close game, but they could do it. I just don't see that for Michigan State.
I have another stat for you.
One-dimensional. Like
Jim Harbaugh is now 0-9. 0-9 against ranked teams. Jim Harbaugh.
Well, I believe Nebraska's like 5-18 with one-score losses. So,
that's different though. So that means, okay, completely unrelated, but something else that I saw very similar as a NFL talk for real quick. Broncos with like Trevor Siemian as their quarterback or whatever. Actually, I don't even think it was Siemian. It was the quarterback before. They went about that ratio for wins and losses the season before they had Tebow start. And then Tebow came in and they won all those close games by 3 points instead of losing by 3 points. And it was just that little bit of confidence, like JC is saying. There was just that little bit extra because they were confident that they could pull this shit out. Because Tebow is, basically nothing phases him because he doesn't have a thought in his head. And it's great. He's a gamer. You need that extra bit when you're that close to succeeding. And Nebraska doesn't have that. I don't think they've had it in a long time. And that's why all these games have been so close.
I know, but I'm just saying that I know stats aren't necessarily on my side most of the time, but I just got a way better faith in Michigan than I do in state.
And I don't think Harbaugh has that little bit. He's not a gamer. This is the thing with Harbaugh. He'll be in those games maybe against ranked opponents, but he's not going to beat them. He doesn't have that. Now, I'm not saying that Michigan State will, because I agree with you guys. Michigan State will not get to the fourth quarter and it be a one-score game. I just no way. But if they do, I think JC's right, and that confidence will give them we can win this. I don't give a shit who we're playing. If we get to the fourth quarter and it's still a 7-point game, 3-point game, I think that running attack, whether it's been good or bad, will pan out in the end. So
let's talk about the other things. Let's get away from this shit conference, and let's talk about other games like Auburn dismantling a ranked Ole Miss team, pretty much shitting all over them. Auburn's a good team. Auburn can beat Bama. Listen, you want to know something? If you actually watch it, what I'm going to say is Gus Malzahn's a shit coach and obviously can't coach anybody. He's at UCF destroying their team. And Auburn's actually a very, very good – might win the SEC West.
So you're believing in Beau Nix at this point?
I'm believing that he's a lot better than when he was when Gus Malzahn was coaching him.
Well, okay.
Listen, Johnny admits when he's wrong. I admit when I'm wrong. I'm nothing but just integrity. Nothing but integrity. And I was wrong, and I think Auburn's a good team.
Well, I mean, obviously we'll see how it goes, but you think that because right now they're 3-1 in the SEC, so you believe that Auburn.
Rob, if they beat A&M this week, all they have to do is beat Bama, and they're in.
Because that would be the deciding game.
Also,
two big ifs though.
Also, Mississippi State knocks off Kentucky. Again, Mississippi State should be a one-loss team right now.
But they don't win close games either.
Notre Dame destroys North Carolina. Good team. Jack Cohn's still the worst quarterback in football, but we're not going to talk about that today.
And North Carolina's not a good team.
North Carolina is the best team probably ever. Probably ever.
They're not a good team. Like
Oregon beats a shit team. They're still up there. Georgia dismantles Florida.
Right.
Oklahoma dismantles Texas Tech. We really didn't learn too much about anybody this week, except for, I'd say, Auburn and Ohio State winning a close game against a team that always gives them a tough game. That's about all we've learned. We didn't really learn anything else from anybody, I don't think.
Oh, I think if this week did anything, it just kind of helped the teams that didn't belong fall off. You know what I mean? Like there's
Iowa
in the first half. Just saying.
Yeah, there was teams hanging in there that they're not there.
They did win by 20 points to a team that Oklahoma only beat by 7.
And that was this week, right? Iowa got destroyed by Wisconsin. That was this week.
Oh, well, I've been telling you guys forever that Iowa's fucking garbage.
37-7.
Yeah, Wisconsin's winning the Big Ten West. That's just a given.
Well, so like I said, I think the only other thing we learned is that, as usual, Michigan chokes in the big games. But this year, Michigan State won't necessarily do that. I'm not saying that, again, it doesn't mean they'll run away with games. They won't. But if they keep it close, they can prevail. So, part of that mental toughness.
Ref aided, though.
Yeah, well, sure, fine. But how many times has Ohio State been ref aided? This is just what fucking happens. It's a Big Ten.
You guys ready to talk? You guys ready to talk Heisman? You ready to do it?
I think so, because I think the biggest storyline this week, honestly, wasn't the games. It was, where are we in this Heisman discussion now about halfway through the season? You know, again, some of the teams solidified their positions, this and that, but there are a lot of Heisman hopefuls. Matt Corral, Kenny Pickett, Kenny Pickett, I guess, didn't really hurt his chances, but losing at home is a big deal, in my opinion. So I know that Tyler and Johnny had it out on fucking Twitter already about this, but I am curious. This is going to lead into our draft for the day. Let's talk about the factors that need to be considered when choosing a Heisman candidate, and then
Number
we'll do
one
a draft.
factor in contributing to Heisman. I don't care what anybody says. You need a Heisman moment / Heisman win. That's what you need.
Define what that is, though.
Define what that is.
Yeah.
That
what
is
a moment?
Win against a rival. That is a comeback versus a ranked team. That is winning against a ranked team on the road. Like, what else do you like? That's Cam Newton winning at Alabama. That's Lamar Jackson beating number 2 Florida State. That's I don't know. Go on and on and on and on and on.
So, is it just one drive, or it's an entire game, or
You
is
need a Heisman
the situation?
moment. You need Desmond Howard returning the kickoff against Ohio State and then giving the pose to beat Ohio State. This is what you need. You need these moments, or you're not going to be the Heisman. Otherwise, Timmy Chang was the best statistical quarterback in his years.
And was a part of a 5-loss Hawaii team.
You need a Heisman. That's right. You need to win. You can't be Kenny Pickett and have 2 losses and win. Can't.
But Lamar Jackson had 4 of them and still won.
Lamar Jackson is Superman.
Well, I poked holes in his argument, and he has a comeback for it.
Well, so here's the question, though. Here's the question. It's he said a Heisman moment or a Heisman win, which, again, those are 2 very, very different things, right? So my question is, what if nobody has a Heisman moment? The entire fucking season, nobody has one. All right? Or if the only people who have them are against, we'll say, rivals, but they're fucking like Miami plays Florida State, and oh my God, there's this dramatic comeback. Both of those teams are shit. Everybody knows it. Nobody cares, right? Yeah, it has to be on a big stage. But
Kenny Walker had the Heisman moment, so he's in first place. That's how it goes.
All right, well, okay, let's start. So,
do you agree? Don't vote. Reporters, though.
Well, so here's the question: Do you think that Kenneth Walker should be in the running for the Heisman? TA?
I think right now. At this second, he's number 1.
Not with 3/4 of a resume.
So define 3/4 of a resume.
Yes, because he has touchdowns and over 100 yards in every game except 3.
Yep.
It's because he hasn't been dominant every single game. Is that what you mean by 3/4 of a resume?
He didn't even fucking score a touchdown in 3 games.
Right.
Had dual-digit yardage and didn't score a touchdown. When I went back and went through every single running back who wins the Heisman, at least scores once and has triple-digit yardage in every single game.
That's not true, because Derrick Henry had 5 games where he didn't go over 100 yards.
But still scored a touchdown.
But you just said that he did, and then you took it back.
But still scored a touchdown.
So here's the other question.
I'll ride the TD train till I die.
Well, here's the other question then. Does he get an invite to New York? Does Kenneth Walker even get an invite with 3/4 of the resume?
You guys are fucking okay. You're all fucking high. He's number 1 right now.
Sports books don't vote.
Well, the reporters who talk about them do. Look, my point to you is that if they were to do the voting today, does Kenneth Walker at least get a plane ticket to New York?
He wins today.
I get what you're saying, Johnny.
He's on the outside looking in.
He's on the outside. He doesn't even get an invite.
No, he gets 4th place voting. If I would have ventured.
Wow, okay. No, now I understand how far apart you guys are on this particular thing.
I don't understand. That's not even the same sport.
All right. So JC, what do you think about all this? This is really coming down to, again, the moment, right?
Yeah. So I'm a little torn on this one, because I think we've seen situations where there have been players out there who statistically could have made an argument, but they either didn't face the right teams, or, I guess when you don't face the right teams, you don't get that big win. So, I mean, I think we've seen instances in the past where, the resume, that moment did come into play, but I think what was the question? What ought it be, or what it is? Because
a great question. We did not talk about it. They're talking about what it is.
Yeah.
And that's why I was asking TA if he gets an invite, and he said no, he's on the outside looking and he doesn't even get the invite.
Because I've heard TA is he said over and over again that about who is doing the voting. And when you think about that makes a big difference, right? That makes a
100%.
huge difference because the perspective of that person is different. So again, is the question what it is or what it ought to be?
Well, so okay, let's ask the easier one then. What should it be? And then do you think that's reality?
All right, so what
James,
it should be
James,
is
no. Let's cut the bullshit. James, right now, who's the Heisman Trophy winner right now?
He is not watching. You gave him his bets,
Talking
and
to
he had to
JC.
sign up early.
you're talking to this, James. Actually, that's interesting. I think right now, I would say Caleb Williams.
Oh my God, I can't. I can't do the show anymore.
I'll tell you right now. Listen, you're saying Kenny Walker. Look at the stats. The stats don't say Kenny Walker. The stats do not say Kenny Walker.
Caleb Williams.
I'll give you
2 games.
Johnny B.
2.
Whoa, hold up.
Games.
Hold up. I'm drowning you out with some noise here. Hold on.
He played 2 games.
Like you can't you don't see people when Pitt lost to Western Michigan and Kenny Pickett had 6 touchdown throws. You don't see them blowing him up for the Heisman.
So you got Johnny B. You gave me.
Yeah,
I mentioned
Kenneth
last
Walker
week.
never lost a game.
John, listen.
What are we doing?
We didn't contribute on.
Why does it keep doing this?
Well, hold on. We're good. Like, there's not a lot of feedback right now. But.
Oh, all right. Hold on. I had some things playing here. I want to prove a point. So, Johnny B, you gave me crap last week because I brought up the fact that Syracuse has a good running back, and you said, "Oh yeah, I'm sure they got a running back." Okay. So stats: 175 carries, 1,194 yards for Kenny Walker. Sean Tucker, a freshman, 201 carries, 1,267 yards, 11 touchdowns. Statistically, they are very, very close. So how do you tell me statistically very close?
One's playing in the ACC where they don't play defense, and one's playing in the Big Ten where all they have is defense.
So, okay, so your argument then is stats don't matter? Is that what you're telling me? Because now you're telling me you're building your entire case. Your entire case is built around the level of competition and the teams they play.
Listen. I don't do stats, and I know this is going to sound I watch the games. The kid's a fucking Heisman contender. Okay?
Yeah, contender. I could say contender. Listen, I thought his performance last week was phenomenal.
Saying right now, he is the Heisman winner right now.
No.
Okay, what about this? What if Michigan State manages to beat Ohio State in the Big Ten, go to the college football playoff,
Rob,
and Kenneth Walker?
No. I don't think he's going to win it. I think
but if we were to do it today,
right now.
If we were to do it today, he would win it because of what he did this past week.
That's all I'm
because
saying.
It's about what have you done for me lately.
Yeah.
Okay. What moments have stood out?
Otherwise, Kyler Murray wouldn't have lost or wouldn't have beat Tua. Like that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about. Let's do the Heisman draft right now, and I'll show you why. Let's do the Heisman draft.
He's pivoting because he knows he's wrong.
We could probably only
I don't know I'm wrong.
2 picks.
He's the best player in college football right now, week 9.
There's not
He's
enough
not
people.
going to win the Heisman, though.
There's
All
not
right.
enough eligible people here to do much more than 2 picks. Like, I don't think that we could each get 3 picks.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Well, because it is true. Everybody's kind of dropped out at this point, and you kind of have a few front runners. So, fine. Johnny B, you get first pick in the Heisman draft.
Cool.
And if
Bryce
you don't
Young,
take
thank you. Bryce Young, thank you.
This motherfucker.
No, I was going to say, if you don't take Kenneth Walker, then I don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Oh, my God.
Okay, but you guys aren't listening to what I'm saying. Right now, he has the Heisman moment He is number one in Heisman voting right now.
So you should take him.
But most of the votes get.
Because I don't think he's going to win.
Season, you stooge.
I don't think he's going to win it. Why can't I say right now he's the best player? You
can, but then it's weird to have a draft where you don't take him as the front runner.
But he's not.
Well, you just said he should win. If we did it today, week 8, he should win.
Right.
Which means that he is the front runner.
Right. And I also said you're going to get killed to Ohio State. So it doesn't matter. He's not going to win it. But right now, he's number one. Right now, he's number one.
So if you think that Kenneth Walker is going to win it, what is Bryce Young's Heisman moment? Because let's be honest, he hasn't really faced much.
I 100% agree with you. His Heisman moment is going to be when he beats Auburn, if he beats Auburn, and then if he beats Georgia. That's your Heisman moments. There you go. National championship right there. If he wins. I'm betting on futures. This is all me betting on futures on what could happen. Right.
Now, what if he loses one or both of those games?
Well, then he's not the Heisman. Absolutely.
Right. So then who does it revert to? I mean, we could go to the other picks, but still the idea is Kenneth Walker, I guess, is still the front runner, right? If everybody else fucks up
if everybody else doesn't play well against other teams and Walker
they don't have their moment. If they don't have their moment.
Everybody else just stays and Kenneth Walker just goes maybe 100 yards and a touchdown a game, he wins.
Okay, well, now we know. So, all right. So that was very silly to have you go first if you weren't going to take Kenneth Walker after arguing that he's...
You guys aren't understanding what I'm saying. Like,
no, this is why I'm doing... This is why I feel the draft...
This is like picking futures. Bryce Young has the biggest upside to win the Heisman because he has the games left and the talent left to play for the Heisman. This is exactly how Kyler Williams did it. They didn't play late games. They didn't play good games until late in the season.
Kyler Murray.
At least Kyler Murray had a more diverse portfolio in terms of rushing and throwing.
But he didn't get picked the first 8 weeks of his season.
But also, Bryce Young hasn't had a rushing touchdown since week 1.
Yeah, but he has 12 throwing, and so does everybody else.
He has 26, I think.
26.
Whatever.
He has an absurd number, but again, he plays through. Well, okay, so So why don't I go second? And here's my pick for Heisman. I'm going to take Caleb Williams from Oklahoma. Why? Because he has only played 2 games, but he has the futures. He has all of the opportunity. If he plays well for the rest of the season, they go to the college football playoff and win.
He doesn't have a big game left.
Also, the resume, like you said, is only 2 games.
Yeah, Rob, who has he played?
The point is that they're going to the college football playoff. They are going to the big time.
Their biggest game is Baylor.
I get that. My point is that he is going to have the opportunity.
Also, the Heisman's considered a regular season award.
Right.
I can't really consider that, but
you can't really factor in teams going into the college playoffs and how they.
And that's why I picked Alabama, because the Heisman comes out after the SEC championship game.
Right.
Go ahead. Whoever picks next, go ahead.
All right. JC.
Well, I guess I'm going to pick Kenneth Walker then.
Oh, there it is.
I mean, look, great performance last week. Statistically, as far as the running backs go, yeah, he's good, but and
I'll give you this, James. If they go and beat Ohio State and they win the Big Ten, he wins it.
No, but think about it. He has to. Michigan State has to win, but he has to score at least 2 touchdowns against Ohio State.
If he doesn't score,
and he has to go for over 100 yards. He has to put the stats up, because that's the challenge as the running back in a program.
No, I get you, but they're not beating Ohio State without him being Superman.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's going to take a very big effort on his part.
You can beat Miami, you can beat Nebraska, you can beat Minnesota without him being Superman. You can't have him beating Ohio State without him being Superman.
They're also going into Ohio State.
That's why I didn't pick him.
So
if they win with special teams, if they win with fucking pick sixes, will it matter? Will it still matter whether he does well or not?
He needs to get 100 yards rushing at least.
It has to be at least.
TA, it sounds like he's right there with you, but just cart before the horse. The 100 yards and the touchdown has to happen on the big stage. Doesn't matter if it doesn't against Nebraska.
I'll take a dual digit in the TD, but you got to have something in that TD column at least in every game because TDs count as points. Yardage, you don't score games on yardage. You just don't.
Gotcha. Well, TA, you got 2 picks back to back. We're only taking 2 apiece.
Nah, bullshit. I got 3.
There aren't 12 people.
I mean, I'll go with one that y'all ain't gonna like. I'll say CJ Stroud from Ohio State.
That's a great pick.
Yeah,
I think he's quietly put up a resume, but because they blast the fucking teams 30 points a game, it's just been business as usual. But I also have to pick. We are doing 3, or are we just doing 2?
You're doing 3.
We are doing 2.
Okay.
We are doing 3. Okay.
Suck it up, Connolly.
Fuck it.
Where is this coming from?
What's the quarterback's name from Lake?
Sam Hartman.
Sam Hartman.
I'd give him the nod at 2.
That was.
And you want to know what? That's a great futures pick. Because if he does go undefeated, he's going to be in the conversation.
Yeah. And I think with the rest of their schedule, it's very likely.
All right. So that was going to be my second pick, but that's fine. JC.
It was going to be mine, too.
Yeah, well, that's why I was like, yeah, fuck it. Let's make a point with my first pick and pick the guy from Oklahoma because I know he's going to still be in the conversation at the end of the year.
All right, I'm going to go with a pick that's going to challenge both theories.
Of course you are.
Do it.
So this pick had, technically you could actually argue that he had a Heisman moment. Statistically, it's okay. And I'm going to take Desmond Ridder, Cincinnati quarterback. Because if the whole thing plays out and he wins every regular season game, he had the Heisman moment of beating Notre Dame.
His defense beat Notre Dame, but go ahead.
Whatever. It's the game. The game is done. It's there. It's on.
I'll give you that. That's the game.
So it could challenge the entire theory. So I'll take that pick. I'll take it, and we'll see how it shakes out.
I think if anything, he's another one, like I said with Kenneth, he's going to be on the outside looking in.
No, and I agree. I think very much so. Like, I mean, they could go into the college playoffs as the number 2 ranked team, right? I mean, they could go to the national championship, and I still don't know if he ends up winning it. I think if they win the national championship some way, somehow, I think there's a strong case there. But it's going to challenge everything about this Heisman conversation talk because statistically, he's just kind of okay. Nothing really flashy about his stats.
All right, so I get to go?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't give a shit about this stuff. So my pick is going to be Jordan Davis, the defensive tackle for Georgia, because why the fuck not?
Number 99.
He's a beast.
He's a behemoth.
He is a behemoth. Yes, he is a Leviathan. So if Johnny's top pick does not make it to New York by the end of the year, Jordan Davis is probably going to be the reason why.
Exactly true.
And in which case he should be getting that invite. He should be going because everybody knows how nasty Georgia's defense is, and he's the linchpin. So what do you got, Johnny? You got 2 because you said we're doing 12.
My next pick is Beau Nix.
Not even on the list I'm looking at. I don't even know what his odds are right now.
Mine, you want to know why? Because it's based on futures. If he goes in and beats Alabama, if he goes in and beats Georgia, it's Beau Nix because he has future potential. And their defense is good enough to beat those teams. And the thing with Beau Nix is he doesn't have to be perfect, and he'll still win the Heisman because he beats Alabama and Georgia.
Well, he's present while they lose.
Yeah, it's
just
different.
like Desmond Ridder.
It's just different. It's just different. When you beat Alabama and Georgia, you don't have to be the greatest. It's just different.
Fair enough. So who's your other pick then? Beau Nix is not even on the list, so he's over 10,000 odds to win right now.
I like Will Rogers from Mississippi State. He's a great quarterback. I'm going to have to go. I'll go Homer pick. I'll go Kyron Williams, Notre Dame. He's the best running back in college football. He's going to be the best running back in the NFL draft. If you watch him play, he's an absolute stud. Without him, Notre Dame would lose 3 or 4 games.
Do you think that the voters will care?
No,
he is from Notre Dame.
I don't think he has a chance.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So, all right.
Have you seen him run the ball? Have you seen him run the ball?
Hey, he's the second running back to be picked in this discussion about Heisman winners. So, all right. So my last pick.
If someone doesn't pick the wide receiver from Ohio State, they're crazy.
Oh yeah, I know. He's incredible. God, he's not even on this list either. What the fuck? I'm not going to because fuck Ohio State. Who do I want to pick instead? All right, fine. I will take – which one do I want to take? A running back from teams that are already out of contention because, they didn't get the job done. All right, I will go with Bijan Robinson, even though I don't think he's even going to get an invite. So,
it's a pretty shitty pick. Go ahead, JC.
Yep.
Okay, I just want to argue. I want to argue with JB a little bit more on this. Dude, you picked Kyron Williams, so I'm just going to, again, make this point, and I'm going to use Syracuse running back as the example. Okay, Sean Tucker has more rush attempts, way more yards, averaging more yards per carry, has 4 more touchdowns.
Jay, they played Boston College
and
Liberty,
Notre Dame lost to Cincinnati. So I don't listen.
The number 2 team in the country.
Yeah, the number 2 team in the country.
I don't make the stats, baby. I don't do that. I just roll with them.
But how does Kyron Williams have what is his moment? What is his moment that you're telling us about?
I just told you he's not going to win. But have you watched him run the ball? Like just have you seen it? That's not a
good enough reason, though.
No, just shut up for a second. Have you seen him actually run the ball? You watch the whole game with him running the ball? Watch him pick up blitzes? Best running back I've seen in probably 10 years. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Picking up blitzes doesn't win Heisman's. It's great. It's great that he is.
but I don't care because Bryce Young is going to win the Heisman, and I already got him.
I agree with that. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my pick.
I just said I'm picking the Homer pick.
I kind of want to pick Sean Tucker just to be an ass about this whole thing, even though he's a freshman for one, but he's fantastic. Keep an eye out for Sean Tucker. Hopefully Syracuse has a decent program. Give this kid a shot.
Why are we talking Syracuse football?
Yeah, I mean, you were talking.
I'll take Olave in my last pick.
You're gonna love my last pick, then, Johnny.
Well, Olave is a great pick. I just, fuck it. Not taking Ohio State.
Jay, that was a good pick.
TA.
Kenny Pickett from Pitt.
I love it. I liked it.
I think he has the most complete resume in terms statistically speaking, and I think the committee can vouch for 2 losses by a field goal. And rather have somebody.
I can't argue with statistics, but you can't lose to Western Michigan and Miami at home
by 3 points each.
I don't care. You can't do that.
4.
Still,
they lost by 4.
Yeah, that's right. I'm bad, but still, let's the Tutter.
It's important. That safety would have been fucking crucial.
Listen, I don't care. Like, I think he's a great. You can't lose to Western Michigan and Miami at home. Sorry.
You know what it is? Pickett threw 2 picks to Miami, and both of them were him misreading the play. Both of them.
He threw one that was bad.
He threw one that was bad because his receiver didn't run the right route, but he also misread the route that his receiver was running and overthrew him by 10 yards. But the other one, his receiver was wide open for a touchdown, and he threw it to the wrong guy.
Also,
I think he's the best quarterback.
Also, when he scored 6 touchdowns, when 2 of them were in the fourth quarter. Granted, he lost by last-second field goal against Western Michigan, but still, I think that's his Heisman moment.
I think he's the best quarterback, pure passing quarterback. I'll give you that. But you can't lose to Western Michigan at home.
Well, did they lose to Western Michigan at home?
Yes.
A last-second field goal.
It doesn't. I mean, okay, yeah. Florida State lost to Jacksonville State on a last-second Hail Mary that was 20 yards short, and the guy just walked into the end zone.
Yeah, you can't do that.
It does. I mean, Florida State then beat North Carolina for the second year in a row. But North Carolina's favored over Wake Forest. This is fucking football this year.
Yay. Remember how happy I was when Dalvin Cook was drafted by the Vikings for you?
Yeah.
Calvin, I'm telling you right now, I haven't been wrong about a lot. I have been wrong about certain things. I get it. Williams is a better running back than Dalvin Cook.
That's
and he doesn't get hurt. He doesn't get hurt. Watch him run. If you watch him run the ball and watch him pick up blitzes, he looks like he's been playing in the NFL for 5 years. He's Emmitt Smith is exactly who he is. That's exactly how he runs the ball. Telling you.
Well,
and you know I'm not a homer. I think my quarterback is the worst in the country. I'm not a homer.
I mean, you're a little bit of a homer, but you also, I think he's a good running back. I've seen him run. I think he's excellent. So anyway, okay. So we have a ridiculous Heisman draft that none of us were even close to doing at the beginning of this year when we did our Heisman draft at the beginning of the year. So let me ask you this last thing, and then we're going to call it quits. Who are going to be the 4 teams picked in the first college football playoff standings?
Now, who do you want? Who do you think they're going to pick?
Who's coming out tomorrow? Because Johnny and I will do a quick stream tomorrow live to go over.
Tomorrow we're streaming. We're going to stream live when they pick. We're going to stream live. Whoever wants to join us can join us. Now all right. So let's do reverse order. We're not going to do who we want. We're going to do who do you think they're going to pick.
Right. So TA, we'll start with you. We'll go reverse order this time. So 4, 3, 2, 1 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. And TA, who do you could pick number 1 or you could pick number 4, whoever you think the committee will rank at that position. Number 1. Oh,
muted.
Sorry. I think number 1, they got to pick Georgia. Like, that's a given.
Okay.
Are we just going to go one by one?
Yeah, I think so. And debate it. I don't. Does anybody debate Georgia being number 1?
No.
Okay. So JC, who would you take at number 2? Who do you think the committee will put at number 2 for this? They're
going to put Alabama at 2.
Ooh, feisty. Okay, so they're already setting up the SEC championship like a month.
I have to say they're not going to do that. They're going to put Oklahoma because undefeated still counts in the committe's eyes.
No,
what about Cincinnati?
Cincinnati, even though it was been 2 tough games.
I think that they're not going to put Cincinnati in. They're going to be number 5.
That's more or less my argument is that Cincinnati's going to be on the out.
Because if they put Cincinnati in now and they go undefeated, they can't just take them out.
Yep,
that's going to be Luke Fickell.
So honestly, my top 4 would be it's going to be Georgia, Oklahoma, Oregon.
Well, just so Alabama. Who's number 3? So
Oregon.
So JC says that they're going to put Alabama at 2. So
I think it's going to be Oregon and Alabama.
So okay. So you think Oregon's going to be the 3 slot?
They have the best win in the country.
Okay. And so I'll put Alabama at 4. I think that they might be a little higher. I think they probably will be number 3. And Oregon, I don't think will be at 3.
They have the best win in the country.
I know, but I'll bet you Oregon is 4 at best. At best. So
I have Oregon as my 4.
Yeah. So what I've got here, what we've put together is Georgia, Alabama.
No, Georgia, Oklahoma.
We can move Alabama down.
Georgia, Oklahoma.
Yeah, my emphasis is that Cincinnati's out. At the end of the day,
I think it's Georgia, Oklahoma, and then Oregon, Alabama are 3 and 4.
Yeah, so put Alabama at 3, Oregon at 4.
Or either way, whatever you want to do, yeah.
Well, let's do that because because Johnny and I will do a quick 20, 30-minute stream where we're just going to start cursing when the committee either does exactly what we think they're going to do because they're playing politics or they don't because they're morons. Either way, everybody wins.
They can't put Cincinnati in because then they can't take them out.
Right.
That's true.
I mean, do they just slide it so that way you got one from all the major does Alabama not get it into the top 4? Do you see like a Georgia, Oklahoma, Michigan State 8-0, and then Oregon?
You know what? We forgot Michigan State.
You know what I mean? Michigan State's 8-0.
So you want to know something? I fucked up. It's Georgia, Michigan State, Oklahoma, and then either Alabama or Oregon.
I don't think Michigan State's jumping up that high on the first.
Michigan State's going to be 2 or 3, guaranteed. No, they have to win.
I get that, but I don't think the committee is going to do it.
They haven't respected them until this past week.
They're number 8 now. They're going to be number 2 or 3, I guaranteed.
But they're going to be maybe 4. They're probably going to be 5. 4. They'll probably swap spots with Michigan. They'll be 6, which is stupid. But
listen. The committee takes the wins, the biggest wins. And I'm not saying Michigan's a big win, but it was a very highly ranked win.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They might do it just so that when Ohio State beats them, then they could be like, oh, Ohio State jumps up to.
Exactly my point.
Okay. Seeing that angle, maybe. But they're not going to do it for Michigan State's benefit.
It's going to be Georgia, Oklahoma, Michigan State, and then Oregon, Alabama, with Cincinnati on the outs.
All right. Well, if any of that happens, guys, tomorrow, it's not even going to be like next week. If it happens tomorrow, we will be streaming it. Johnny and I will do a quick stream. And like I said, it'll be filled with profanity, as it always is when it comes to the college football playoff and the selection committee. But we appreciate you all hanging out today. Like I said, James, always our number 1 fan. Dude's fucking killing it, being our dude out in the interwebs. So anyway, I hope that all your bets go well this week. Johnny,
29, 20, and 1. Units only go up. Come on Friday. I went 4-2 the last 2 weeks. Not a big deal. I'm like 68% or whatever on the year. I'm fucking fantastic. I'm probably gonna go 4-2 again. Probably 6-0. Come follow me. Units only go up every Friday. I just do what I do. I picked the fucking games you don't even think of. I won with Fresno State last week, guys. It's not a big deal. It's just something that I do. It's just something that I do.
All right, TA, you want to follow that up? There it is. Oh, you're muted again.
I think you should keep.
I at least keep myself muted. Iron Ostrich HQ on Twitter. This show, my show, The Anomalies, Off the Rails Pod. And we have a big guest lined up for hopefully episode 100.
Nice. Definitely tell your boys over at The Anomalies. I need to know if they're in for a little Iron Ostrich holiday throwdown. So I'm very excited to do it, but we need to make sure at least most of the Anomalies are in because they're a great crew.
We don't want Marco because we don't like losers from Iowa.
I think Marco and Trashmen are out because they think they're inbred and kind of dumb, but I think Tanner, JJ, and myself will probably be in if I were to venture, I guess.
I can ask really dumb shit. You don't have to be smart to be good at this, but anyway, we'll they're too defeatist when they talk about themselves intelligently. Raiders fans and Iowa fans.
I'm not, because I scored almost a perfect score on the Wonderlick. I'm 29, 20, and 1. I'm pretty awesome.
I'm muting your ass. Okay. I'll go next, and then JC will round us out. So as always, if you like the graphics, you love the intro, it's a great intro. We're going to be tweaking it in time for our little holiday finale bowl season for sure. We'll get TA on there as well, looking his swole self. But you got to hit up Cosmic Dino Design, Cosmic Dino Productions, and we'll get you all set up looking good. All right. JC, go ahead.
All right, Outback Buck Shack, American-made products, always brand new stuff to you. So I'm wearing the newest sweatshirt. It's not even, I got to tell you, the video isn't doing this thing justice right now. Go over to the website, outbackbuckshack.com. Check out the new sweatshirts, T-shirts. We have American-made hats. Nobody has American-made hats. We got them. Content, Outback Buck Shack on Instagram. Make sure you're following on Facebook and YouTube. We're going to be getting videos coming out from this season. And last week I told you guys we had some big news coming up. Well, this week we were ready to put it out there.
I already saw it, motherfucker.
And yeah, if you've been following on Instagram, we got the hookup from Primos. So, big things going on. And, we're just excited to be a part of the community. And, we got deer falling. Should have some more falling here real soon. So I'm excited about it. And,
I'm excited for some free meat. Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, so check it all out, guys. We'll see you all on the flip side. I guess if you want to see Johnny and me basically live react to nonsense, check us out tomorrow. We'll post on Twitter. You know when to check it out. And, of course, if you hit the bell, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. You also know when we're going live.
Subscribe and like.
And we'll be scheduling the live stream for when the selection committee actually does their shit, because it's a televised thing, so we know when they're going to actually do it, theoretically. So definitely check us out then. Hit us up in the comments, just like James, doing a great job out there. Not JC, the other James. But in the meantime, hope you have a great week. We're going to see you next week. And as always, keep it spiked, people. Boom.
I'm great at everything.